Hi Sagittarius, welcome back to Leigh's Intuitive Tarot. So today we're going to do a different type of reading. First of all, before we start, I just want to say that I'm still running the 50% off a reading. If you're interested in that, the email address that you need to email me at is going to be in the description box at the top of the description box. And then if you're wanting to get an extended, it's available. The information on how to purchase that's going to be in the description box below. Okay, all right, let's get started. So the overall energy for this week's reading is the Six of Pentacles. So the Six of Pentacles is talking about, quid pro quo, this for that, you wanting a relationship where there's equal give and take. I feel like your person's wanting that as well. With the Two of Pentacles, this can talk about juggling. You may have someone new now, and now, you're trying to decide between the new and the old for some of you. For others of you, you may have just gone off, with someone else, or, are interested in someone else, or trying to look for someone else. And this could be representing your person trying to juggle, trying to figure out, decide between you and someone else, okay? Under this, we've got the Seven of Swords. This is talking about the underlying issue with the connection, which is the deception, the fact that you told your person how you felt, but they didn't respond, or if they did, they omitted, didn't tell you how they felt. They left you in the lurch. It's going to be a lot of different scenarios, because this is talking about a collective reading and not just one person, okay? All right. So we're going to start by clarifying this Six of Pentacles. And I'm going to take reversals with the clarification cards as well. Okay. So we've got the King of Wands. So the King of Wands, it's talking about it being a natural born leader. Free thinking, passionate, successful, visionary, creative, makes things happen. So I feel like, this is just talking about the fact that, if this is what you're wanting, is a relationship where there is equality, and it's, like I said, quid pro quo, this for that, you're going to get, you're getting exactly what it is that you give. Spirit is saying that you have to make it happen, okay? And the way that you make it happen, because I'm not saying with this person, because we know with this issue, this is not something you're in control of. For outside, those of you who are wanting to be with someone else, or in a way, it could even be with this situation. You can prepare yourself for it. You can't make this union come into being, but you can prepare yourself for it by doing the work that you need to do on yourself. So I feel like that's what Spirit is saying, about making things happen. When it comes to the outside, you wanting to be with someone outside of this connection, you still have to do the work on yourself so that you can bring, people into your energy the right way. But you are more in control of that with a soulmate than you are with your twin. Okay? All right. Let's put one more card. Okay, then we've got, fresh start. So I feel like a lot of you are wanting to have this fresh start, and Spirit is saying that you can have it. You can have a fresh start even if you want to be with this person. But as I told you, the crux of the whole matter, what it is that you need to do, you're being advised to do, even though it's your choice at the end of the day, is to pull back and do the focus on yourself. Because I'm telling you, for somebody who's gone through what you're going through, that the more you focus on yourself, the less you're holding on to this, because by you holding on to it so hard and trying to grip it so tightly, it's not, you're pushing it away. Okay. All right. For those of you who are wanting to be with this person, it's just like anything you're trying to manifest. If you're trying to manifest anything in your life and you're hanging on to it with a death grip, you can't do that. You have to know that you're going to get it. You have to trust and have faith that you're going to, work it out, and it's going to, come in the time frame that it's supposed to come in. And the more you're clear and you focus on the fact that, yes, I have it, the more, you'll pull it to you. But with this, you can't cling. Like I said, and I know the love makes you want to do that, but you can't do that. You got to focus on you. Okay. All right. So this first card here is representing the higher will of Source, God, whoever you call your maker. All right. Or whatever you call your maker. So we've got the Nine of Swords. All right. The Nine of Swords is talking about worry. And I feel like what Spirit is saying is that they want you to release this worry. Okay, because some of you may be worrying that nothing's ever going to come to fruition. You're never going to get anything that you want. And that's the one way to ensure that you don't get it. Okay? You got to understand that all of this is happening the way that it's happening. And I feel like what Spirit is trying to teach you how to do is to trust, to let go, and to know that they've got you. Okay, that's what the Wheel of Fortune and the Fool is about. It's about letting go. Because like the Fool, if you look at the card, it's somebody taking a leap of faith. They're jumping off a cliff. And so you got to trust. You got to trust with all your might in order to be able to do that. And I feel like that's what Spirit is telling you here, is that you're not alone. You may feel at times like you are, but you're never alone. You have your guides around you. You know, we talk about this situation every week, and you have to understand that and be okay with the fact that you're not going to know all the answers. You're not going to have all the answers. That, life would be boring if we knew at every turn what was going to happen. So this is about you learning how to trust. Okay? All right. So let me give you a story, because Spirit is telling me to tell this story. Okay, so while I was gone from y'all, I manifested a car, okay? And with this car, when I was manifesting it, I knew that I wanted it, but I was going back and forth because I was trying to figure out how I was going to make it work, all this kinds of stuff or whatever. But at the same time, even though I was going back and forth, I knew I could have this car if I wanted it. And I just remember telling myself, but I wasn't grabbing onto it. I knew how to manifest a car because I had done it before, because the car that I had before this car, I manifested it the same way. So it's just like they tell you that if you're trying to manifest something, it's best to start off, it's best if you start off with something small and build your way up so that you have proof, because it strengthens your resolve. And that's true, because the reason why I was able to manifest the second car is because I manifested the first one. But anyway, I'm digressing. So when this car came into fruition, and I knew this car was from God, because all of the things I had to go through to get the first car, I didn't have to go through any of that to get this second car. It's just like I was just supposed to have it. It's just like when the time is right, it's gonna happen. And I feel like Spirit is telling me to tell you this story to get you to understand something. Because when I was manifesting it, I just kept saying to myself, this is too easy. This is too easy. I said it's too easy, because other things that I've tried to manifest in the past, where either when they've eventually come, or if it been a situation where it didn't show up, there was always this thing of struggle behind it. And I always felt like I could like it just was this hard thing. So I'd gotten this thing into my mind that it's difficult to manifest, but it's not. When the time is right and it's time for you to have something and it's time for it to come in, nothing's going to stop it. Okay? Because even me saying it's too easy, I was like, it's too easy. But I realized that it's supposed to be that easy. Manifestation is not supposed to be difficult. We're making it more difficult than what it is. And so that whole situation taught me a lesson about how when you know that you can do something, it comes instantaneously. Okay? And then the same thing with the car. The other lesson was about trust, to trust in God. Because I told you I was going back and forth trying to figure out, okay, so how am I going to make this work? Because it's adding, another bill into, what I have to pay for every month. And I said, you know what? God wanted me to have this car. It came to me so easily. The money will come. Okay, that's what you have to tell yourself. That's the way what you have to tell yourself about everything. The money will come when it's time, or not necessarily the money, but whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, it will come when it's time for it to come. And the only thing you can do is to prepare yourself for you to have what it is by thinking the right way, feeling the right way, doing the work on yourself you need to do to be able to receive what it is that you've asked for. Okay? And I feel like that is what Spirit is trying to tell you with this Nine of Swords, that you got to let the worry go. Because if you worrying, that's all you manifesting is more worry. Okay? If you're manifesting, you know, trying to manifest a car, or trying to manifest money, or trying to manifest your dream job, you got to think about it like you already have it. You have to sit in that energy. Because I was doing it and I wasn't even realizing what I was doing. When I went back to think about it, I just kept telling myself, I was like, I'm gonna get this car. I'm gonna get this car. I said, I want this car. And I said, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. I just kept telling myself that over and over again. And I didn't realize until later that that's what I was doing. I was doing what I needed to do to sit in the energy to get what I wanted. So you got to look at it like that. You can't sit in it as in, I don't have it. You can't sit in that type of energy. You have to sit in the energy of you already having whatever it is that you want, a relationship or whatever. And then the world will conform to what you want. Even with this. But what you got to understand is, because it is a spiritual awakening, you got to do your work before this comes through. Okay? Because like me, I had to do my work to you know, realize that I was worthy the first time I manifested a car. Because I didn't even realize the first time I did it that I could do it. You know, I just was like, my other car was giving me a problem. And my friend was like, don't fix that car anymore. Just go and get another car. And I didn't even realize the way she said it. It just was so easy. And I was like, you know what? She's right. I said, well, shit, let me try. And so I went and I kept on. And like I said, it just came through like that because I was ready. So you have to prepare yourself for stuff. You can't just sit in the same old energy you've been sitting in and think that somebody's gonna knock on your door and just give you a car. It don't work like that. You have to either consciously or subconsciously put yourself in the energy that you need to be in order to bring in what it is that you want. Okay? Because like I said, I'm not saying that because you're going through a spiritual awakening, you can't be in a connection with somebody. You can be in a connection with a soulmate. But this here, you got to do the work that's involved to do it. You still have to do the work for the soulmate if you want the relationship to be sound and for this person to treat you the way you deserve to be treated. Okay? But for this, you gotta make sure, you know, you got all your ducks in a row, is what I feel like Spirit is trying to tell you. Okay? All right, so I digress. Let me go back. Let's clarify. So there's the Six of Coins again. It's talking about giving and receiving. You know, this is what Spirit wants. It's for you to get what it is you want, for you to be in a connection with somebody where it's balanced and you get what you deserve. You get whatever it is you're giving out, okay? And so Spirit is, you know, they want you to be valued, okay? Because that's what this says here. Equal give and take. And so, you know, and to have generosity and all those things, because that's what you deserve. But with the Six of Coins, Spirit is telling you the same thing. That for you to get this, you got to let go of that worry. Because it's like, I feel like these two cards together, the way they're laying, is what Spirit is saying, is that you're wanting this, but underneath this, you got all this here, okay? And you can't be worrying like this because you're not in this energy. You're in this energy when you got this up under there, okay? All right. Okay. Let's move forward. Okay, so we've got drawn to you. That's what Spirit wants. Spirit wants you to have a relationship where the person is drawn to you, where they come to you, they tell you what they're supposed to tell you, so on and so forth, okay? I want to make sure that I explain this to y'all, those of you who are wanting to be with your twin. I know that you're probably saying to yourself, if Spirit wants me to have this, then why, with this person, is this so difficult? It is because, I gotta reiterate it because I feel like sometimes we forget it, because sometimes I forget it. Spirit wants you to have what you want, but there's work that has to be done before you can have this, okay? You can still have the other relationship, but if you want the bonus prize, the grand prize, you got to do the work. You just have to do it. Nobody wants to do it. It's not easy. You know, it's a lot of stuff. It's going back into the past and things you don't want to think about, so on and so forth. But you got to look at it like this. Every time, like say you're carrying those 10 wands. Let's use that as an analogy. Every time you put down one of those wands, or you're able to bury one of those wands or burn it or whatever you want to call it when you've done the healing for it, think how lighter you feel. Let me give you an example. I've been going back. I made a list of all the people in my life of things that I feel like I've been holding grudges and I have not fully forgiven them and let go of things that have happened. Old boyfriends and all kinds of stuff, right? And other, you know, family members, things like that, friends, all that kind of stuff. So I've been going back every day and I say, okay, the minimum is one person. I'm going to pick one person per day and I'm going to work through the situation and forgive them. And yes, it has not been easy. I've gone through, you know, I've had to take myself back into situations that I haven't wanted to be in. But on the other side of it now, after I've done this, I would say I've forgiven probably like, I don't know, close to 10 people now, because it's starting to snowball and I'm starting to do more than one. Sometimes I do 3 people a day. Sometimes I do 2, something like that. It's rarely ever one. Okay. Because on the flip side of it, on the other side of it, coming out after forgiving, I start to feel lighter. It's like I'm putting down those wands, I'm burning them up, I'm burying them, whatever analogy is best for you. And it's making me feel more positive. It's creating changes on the other, on this side of things from things that have happened in the past. Because all this stuff, like I said, you carry it around and it weighs you down, and it's so important. And I know I talk about it all the time because I want y'all to have what it is that you want. I want you to be happy. I want you to have somebody drawn to you. I want somebody to see you and say, "Ooh, that's Sagittarius. That's my boo thing. That's the person I want to be with. That's the person. That's the one." And I want to pull out all the stops and be with them and do what I need to do and be the best person I can be to them. That's what I want you to have. And so, in order for you to get that, this is one way you can do it. I'm not saying the way that Spirit is telling me to tell you is the only way, because there's all types of paths you can take to get to the same destination. But this is one path that I feel like I've been taking the advice that I'm giving y'all, because they're talking to me too. They're not just talking to you. I tell you that all the time. So, and then I got Sagittarius placements as well. So the stuff I tell you, I'm doing it with myself, and I can see the changes. I get into 2 moments where I don't want to do nothing either. I do it too, but I have to kick myself in the butt and say, okay, you had your break. Now it's time for you to get up and go back into what it is you need to do. Okay. So like I said, you ain't got to go balls to the walls all day, every day, but you have to put this stuff in rotation and be working towards it, because the time is going to pass regardless. And so why not be working towards what it is that you want, instead of, sitting in this holding pattern and things not, being what you want them to be? Because this life is happening now and every day. I tell you that all the time. What do they say? Make every day count. Because every day that passes by, Sagittarius, you can't ever get it back. And I'm telling you, I'm staring at 50 now. Okay. And I can remember yesterday when, it seemed like yesterday I was 19 years old. And so, like I said, look how fast time has flipped for me. And like I said, those of you that are younger than me and, have your whole life ahead of you, not to say that I don't, but you got to look at this. I want y'all to be able to get rid of all this crap you've been carrying around and not add any more, so that you can move on and have more years to enjoy the fruits of your labor and the things that you're wanting and have your life go right. Okay. All right. So let's move on, because I talk to you all day long. All right. So this second card here represents you and what you're thinking about the situation. We've got the Magician. Okay. So with this card, I feel like, you're trying to manifest. You're trying to manifest certain things. Those of you are trying to manifest new love, like I said, with somebody who is not your twin. Others of you are still trying to manifest your twin. With this this Magician card, Spirit is saying you have all the skills, tools, and abilities that you need to manifest the life and love you desire. You have to just remember that. That is what the working on yourself is about. You taking your power back from all these people that you've given it to and realizing that you're in control of your life. Nobody else. You are. Like I said, the only thing that I tell you where is this going to happen, when it's going to happen is this. Everything else you're in control of. All you got to do is do the work. Okay? All right. Let's clarify. Okay, so we got the Wheel of Fortune. So it says decisive moments. This is about, I feel like this is Spirit saying, they're saying it's time. All right? It's time for you to take your life back. All right? You got the Wheel of Fortune coming up, which is like one of the strongest cards in the deck, and it's coming up right the way that it should. It's not reversed. It's not saying, beyond your control. Okay, so it's saying that you have karma on your side, you have destiny on your side. So while you have that momentum going, you want to be working towards what it is that you want to have. Okay, all right. Okay, yeah, we've got illumination. So this is about those light bulb moments. This information that Spirit is trying to give you. You have all the power. You've always had all the power. The only problem is we've been cultured and we've been taught to give it to other people outside of us, thinking that we can change things that way when you just need to put the focus on the inside. Okay, all right. So when it comes to your person, we've got the Four Swords. So they have like gone into like, that's just like, to me, it looks like hibernation. This reminds me of like Sleeping Beauty, like when she falls asleep and she's, or like Frozen, because the girl is in some ice, so encased in ice. So your person, I feel like this is, they're in some type of meditative state. They're trying to work through things, figure things out for themselves. And so, like I said, this is going to take time. So for those of you that want to come back together with your person, you got to realize, just like it's taking you time to go through your stuff, you have to give them the time to work through their things as well, because you don't want somebody popping up in your life that's not ready. Even those of you that are trying to move forward with a soulmate, you don't want them popping up in your life and they ain't ready. You want them to do work just like you do work. I'm telling you, when you start to work on yourself, you become very snobbish when it comes to the type of people you let in your life. And you're like, if you're not working on yourself, that's no longer okay. Because you want people around you who are trying to be the best that they can be. Because remember, they tell you, show me the 5 closest people to you and I'll show you the type of person you are, right? You've heard that saying before, right? So that's what it's about. So if you have people around you who are not caring about personal development, who are not trying to be the best person that they can be, not that I'm judging them and saying that they less than or anything like that. I'm not saying that, because to each its own. But if you surround yourself with people like that, you're going to end up picking up the same, because you pick up each other's patterns. So you're going to end up picking up the same stuff and doing the same stuff they do. And it could cause you to backslide or to slow down your progress or completely stop your progress. Okay? So like I said, this person is trying to work through their stuff. This is like a mini hermit for me. So they're going within, having self-reflection, self-introspection. They may have walled themselves off from everybody, kind of like put a wall up to everybody so that they can, step back and not pay attention to other people's opinions and focus on what they think and what it is that they want. Okay? Let's clarify. So we've got 5 of Cups. Okay, it says unwelcome change. So it's talking about loss, grief, emotional baggage. So I feel like your person's in mourning for one of 2 reasons. It could be both for some of you. It could be one or the other for others of you. So I feel like they're like mourning the loss of this other connection. If they decided to let this person go, realize that they were settling with this person and they're letting it go. This could also represent them feeling this kind of way, feeling lost because they feel you retreating. They feel your energy leaving them. Because like I said, That's what you're supposed to be doing. Because like I said, as long as they feel your energy, they're not going to be motivated to change. Okay? All right. So your person's feeling sad about the situation. Okay? Then we've got special occasion. There may be some special occasion coming up for them. For those of you that were in a connection with this person, it could be, this person's birthday. It could be your anniversary or when you were together. I mean, it could be, anything with this special occasion card. And so the special occasion could be contributing to this person, feeling down, feeling low, feeling lost. Okay? All right. So this card in the middle is going to be some information that Spirit wants to give you directly. And it says guarded. It says someone is being cautious and wearing a protective barrier. And I feel like it's both of you. I feel like your person's been doing it the longest. But I feel like for some of you, because of what has happened with this person, you've shut down. And we've talked about this before. You got to fight, Sagittarius. You can't let, it's normal. A normal inclination to want to throw up barriers and throw up walls and say, I'm never going to let anybody else in again. But you can't allow what somebody else does to make you change your character and change the type of person you are. Because, I always talk about y'all all the time, how, Sagittarians are very independent, very, happy-go-lucky. They are just free spirits. And so for you to allow somebody to kill that part of you, that's no good. You can't allow that to happen. Okay? Like I said, because people are going to do what they're going to do. So you got to think about it. If you do that every time somebody does that to you, you're going to be a shell of yourself. And that would be sad for that to happen. Okay? All right. So when it comes to card number 4, this is talking about the fears that may be present in this situation. And I feel like with this 4 of Pentacles, it's talking about both of you have a fear that, you can't trust the other person to open themselves up completely. Okay. I feel like you're both on some level, even if it's just energetically, clinging to this connection. And, I feel like, some of you're still wanting this person to open up, but they got to do it when they're ready. And so, like I said, you got to live your life and not worry about it. Because for those of you where your person was in a third party situation, they was with somebody else. They living their life. So that's why I tell you, go live your life, Sagittarius. Okay? Because like I said, what is for you will not pass you by. What is meant for you, you're going to get it. All right? So that's where the trust and the faith and, the love for yourself comes in. Where you're like, okay, I'm going to let go and let God deal with this. Because in manifestation, the only thing you're supposed to be worrying about is doing the things you need to do. Okay? For yourself, staying in the right mindset and thinking positively and doing the work on yourself to open up to receive what it is that you want. The when and the where and the how, that has nothing to do with you. That all of that is God. Okay? With anything. It's not just this connection, it's anything. Okay? All right, let's clarify. Okay, so we've got the 10 of coins. So it's talking about family legacy, security. This is love, money, the whole 9 yards. This is what you're wanting. Okay? And you can have that. Okay? You can have that. Sometimes people need to hear that they have permission to do it, to have it. So you can have that. That's what Spirit is saying. That's why this card is showing up. But what you've got to understand is you have to realize that you can have it. Just like I told you with my friend with the car, where she was like, don't fix the car. Just go get another one. I had to have somebody tell me that to put me in the energy to be like, you know what? Because I thought about it, I was like, you know what? I can't get a car if that's what I want, Because at that point, I had a really good job. I had the money I could afford to have a car and stuff like that. But it's funny. Sometimes we box ourselves into things and we think a certain way when that's not the truth. And like I said, I feel like God puts people in your life to tell you certain things to open you up so you can do it. Because that same friend, at one point I was trying to I was going and looking at houses because I was getting ready to go buy a house. And it's the same thing happened that she did for me, I did for her. She said, you know what? I see you looking at these houses and I'm living in an apartment. And she said, I'm saying to myself, if she could get a house, I could get a house too, see? She was sitting in the same energy I was about the car, that, you know, she couldn't have it. But then when she saw me, it showed her, just like when she told me, it showed me. So it's the same thing. I'm telling you, you can have what it is that you want. Okay? All right, let's clarify. So Spirit is telling you, seize the opportunity while the wheel, the karmic wheel is rolling in your favor. Like I said, that Justice card that you see all the time, that's Spirit giving you what it is you deserve. And like I said, you have a choice in this, or in whether it's this person or it's somebody else. Okay? Because I normally just read about twin flame, but a lot of you are not wanting to be with your twin flame. So like I said, we widening the circle. We talking about all of it. So Spirit is telling you to seize this opportunity, because, you know, it don't come that often where you get to choose, where Spirit is telling you, we're going to give you what you want, and you get to choose exactly what it is that you want. You see what I'm saying? So this is like a prime time in your life for you to make a big leap. And, you know, move like a gigantic, huge leap towards what it is you exactly want. Okay? So you just got to seize the opportunity. You can't let this time pass you by. Okay? All right. So when it comes to card number 5, this is representative of boundary issues. So we've got the King of Swords, air sign, or someone with a lot of air in their chart, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. This King of Swords is talking about, you know, independence. It can also be talking about honesty, okay? Making a head over heart decision to tell the truth. And I feel like Spirit, this card is showing up for boundaries, because Spirit is saying, you know, there may be some instances where there's some people in your life that you need to tell them the truth. It's not just talking about your twin needing to come and tell you how they feel, but there may be instances in your life where you have people around you that, you know, you may have decided you've outgrown, because like I said, you start to look differently when you look at things differently, when you look, you know, you start to work on yourself. You start to see people differently. And like I said, it's not to say that, you know, you feeling like you better than anybody else, but it's certain areas of your life. If you're trying to change things, of course, that's normal for your inner circle or your circle period to change, because you start to see people who are reflecting things that you no longer want to reflect, or you no longer want to see yourself. Okay? So I feel like this is about, you know, your person being honest, and you needing to be honest about certain things in your life. This could be honesty with yourself. Honesty with yourself about whether you want to continue with this. Honesty with yourself about whether you want somebody new, or honesty with yourself, like I said, about the people that you have around you. Okay? This way? Or this way? This? Okay, so we've got the Tower. Okay, Scorpio energy. This is talking about, you know, a shocking event, upheaval. This can speak of, like I said, I feel like this is representative of what's going to happen. You're going to have a storm brewing. Things are going to happen because you're going through a spiritual awakening. A lot of times your whole life changes when you go through a spiritual awakening. Like I said, you don't deal with the same people anymore. You know, you may end up moving. You know, like me, I'm driving a different car. It's a lot of different stuff that occurs when you go through a spiritual awakening. And I feel like that's what this Tower card is talking about. Okay? See, look, see? What did I just tell you? It's a storm brewing. Isn't that what I said? I swear, you cannot make this stuff up. I cannot make it up. I don't know how people accuse people making up, because I can't do that. You saw it just fell out of the deck. Okay, so the last card, like I said, this storm brewing is talking about, you know, I feel like it's the Tower, because, you know, the Tower is like lightning hitting the tower, and the storm, that's what Spirit is saying, that there's going to be major upheaval in your life, because you even have, I think, the word upheaval. Yeah, the word upheaval is on this card. So this is talking about divorce. It can talk about, you know, some kind of sudden chaos, but it's always for the good. People look at the tower and they're afraid of the tower, but the tower is good because remember, I always tell you the tower is about things being built on false foundations. That's how you can test things to see if certain relationships in your life are what you're supposed to be in, or certain instances, your job, whatever, if you're supposed to be there, if certain situations are supposed to continue on in your life. Because if it can't take this storm and it gets wiped away, it was supposed to. It's always going to be for the best, even though it doesn't look like it while you're going through it. Okay. All right. So this last card talks about what you have to do in order to manifest an ideal outcome or result. So Queen of Pentacles, earth sign, or someone with a lot of earth in their chart, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So I feel like Spirit is saying, this is the energy that you need to sit in. I feel like this is about you knowing what it is that you want, because this talks about, seeing, who you want to be, the one you want to be with, and working towards that. And I feel like it's also about the Queen of Pentacles herself or himself. It doesn't matter if it's a female, because it can be, go either way. No gender in tarot. So this Queen of Pentacles, I feel like, you got to think about the type of person this is. This is somebody who is steadfast, someone who is very grounded, someone who is very stable. And Spirit is saying, in order for you to have what it is you want, you got to be balanced. You got to be stable. You have to be grounded. All of these things. And the way that you're able to do that is, like I said, going back and healing a lot of stuff, because when you do that, it's going to give you that fresh start that you need. Okay. All right. Let's clarify. So we've got, look, there's the Four of Swords again. So we have it here and we have it here. So this is talking about going within. In order to get to this place, you got to isolate, take a break, rest, recalibration, look, healing. There's the word there, silence. Okay. You got to let your soul speak to you sometimes to let you know what is happening. This is about, being present and living in the moment instead of always focusing on that chatter that's in your mind. That's why meditation is so good, because it places you in the moment. And when you're in the moment, that's when you're the happiest. Because like I said, whenever I meditate afterwards, like I told you, even if it's only for 10 minutes, I feel good. It's enough to set me right for the rest of the day. Because when you do that, you get in touch with your oneness. You get in touch with your soul, which is pure consciousness. Okay. And that's a beautiful thing. Okay. All right. Last card. Okay, we got moving. See, what did I say? It's so funny. Spirit bringing out all the cards I was talking about. Remember I told you, I said some of y'all could be moving. It could be a lot of different things. So for some of you, it could be like a spiritual movement, meaning that you don't sit in the same place spiritually that you did in the beginning. It could be an actual physical movement for some of you. But there, like I said, there's upheaval. There's a lot of changes occurring. And like I said, it may feel like a whirlwind. It may feel overwhelming. It may not feel good at the time that you're going through it. But when you look back on this, on this time, you're going to realize it was for the best. Okay. It's for your higher good, your highest good. Okay. All right. So before you go, we're going to pull the Lover's Oracle, see what Spirit wants to tell you about the reading. Okay. It says, let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims. It simply allows and gives. Okay. So like I said, it's about, you establishing those boundaries. And, even though, you love someone, you need your space and your time, and they need their space and their time too. So we've got close your eyes and tell yourself that you deserve to feel joyful. You can allow joy into your life regardless of the circumstances you currently find yourself in. I always talk about this, find the beauty in everything, even this Tower card. Okay? There's always beauty in the chaos. Like I said, if you sit down and think about it, there's always something, A lot of us have places to live. There are people out there in the world that don't have anywhere to live. You can go into the bathroom and take a shower right now if that's what you want to do. There's some people that can't do that. There's some people that don't remember the last time they had a shower. Okay, you can go in the kitchen and cook something to eat or get something out the refrigerator if you want a snack. There's people that can't do that. There's people that are standing in line at food you know, at shelters and food, what do you call it? The food places, trying to get food because they don't have the means to take care of themselves. So like I said, we're blessed in a lot of ways. The fact that you can pick up your phone or pick up your iPad or pick up your computer and watch this video is a blessing, because a lot of people don't have that. They can't do that. They don't even have a place to stay, much less a cell phone or iPad or a computer to be able to watch YouTube. Okay? So we got to think about that and stop focusing all the time on our situation and realize that there's people out there that, like I said, we think, oh, this is so horrible, but there's people out there that really, really, really are suffering. Okay? All right. And so we've got the last card here because it was stuck to this card. It says, when you pass from this world, take nothing with you but your soul and the memories you have shared with those you love. Okay? At the end of the day, it's all about love. Okay, so now we're going to get some messages from your person. Let's see what they want to tell you. Okay, we got 3. So it says, my heart is heavy. Please wait for me. And I want to come back home. Okay, Sagittarius. I didn't mean to go on like I did, but Spirit was telling me to tell you some things today. So if this is your story, let's head on over to the extended. All the information is going to be in the description box below. If you want that 50% off the reading, remember that email address is at the very top of the description box. I'd like to thank you all for the thumbs up. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your support. Please have a good day or night, and we out.